Hey, it's Rich. Welcome back. I just finished week 98 on taking weight loss drugs. I took this week's shot just a few moments ago. So far, so good. Like always, 98 weeks, that's a long time. I'm coming up on 2 years, my grade school math tells me it's 104 weeks. So I'm 104 minus 98 is, it's a couple, maybe six weeks. So yeah, in the middle of June or towards the end of June will be when I hit my 2 year mark. So I'm actually quite excited about that and quite excited to see where I'm going to end up. I wanted to talk this week about some things that I've seen in the news recently, and I think you can tell by the title of the video I'm being a little cheeky in the name. You know, I get that these weight loss drugs are doing a lot of things, right? And they're wonderful. They are great. And I cannot even understand how they can say weight loss drugs because it takes away my food noise. It takes away the, hey, you should eat that. You should eat that. Are you hungry? We should eat something. Maybe we should eat something. I know you just finished a big sandwich, but we need some chips now. And I know you finished some chips, but there's more chips there. You got to go back. Let's go eat some more, right? I understand that. And I understand how that is similar to some of the other compulsions that people have, which is gambling or alcohol or things like that, right? Anything that's a compulsion, anything that you have a hard time controlling. I can totally understand how that's related. I think we have to be a little careful about what everything else they're saying. I mean, I know that they just came out with a new story in the news talking about how taking weight loss drugs will help reduce your dementia and Alzheimer's. Really? How are we going to prove that in any time? The weight loss drugs haven't been out long enough, it seems to me, to be able to prove that. Seems like we should stop and be a little careful about what we're saying these weight loss drugs can do. Investigate everything, study everything. I'm fully on board with that, but let's use our heads just a little bit. It doesn't seem like that's the a right thing to say, is that it's going to do everything. That's why, it's going to do everything, including make me taller, right? Well, probably not. And how are you going to prove they're wrong? But it makes a good headline. Everybody reads it, and I read it. But let's use our heads just a little bit. Let's remember what we're doing here with these weight loss drugs. And it's an idea of just giving someone a little bit more control over things that they need to control. And I have the ability to say, I want to eat something, I don't want to eat something. Doesn't mean I don't eat it. Doesn't mean I'm always good, right? A couple of weeks ago, I talked about how I ate 6 Snicker bars amounting to, 250, 1,800 calories in about a 20-minute period. And I didn't feel good afterwards. I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't like, boy, that was worth it. In fact, I just felt bad, right? So these are not just strictly the panacea of the solution for everything. And my advice on something like this is going to cure or lessen dementia and Alzheimer's, maybe it is. Maybe that is the greatest thing. And if that's true, that's awesome. I just think it's a little early for them to be able to make claims like that. And I really think it's irresponsible for people to publish those articles with headlines the way they wrote them, right? And I know the person who writes the article isn't usually the person who writes the headline. The headline gets you in, and the article was much more measured than what the headline said. But come on, let's be serious about this. I firmly believe that taking these weight loss drugs are awesome, and I've had a tremendous success, and I'm having continued success. And next week, I think, maybe 2 weeks from now, I go to the doctor as part of my checkup. So I'm interested in getting down to the next weight. I have these little goals that in 2 weeks I have a doctor's visit, and then I think 4 weeks after that I have my 2-year anniversary. So I got a couple of goals here that are really going to help me go in the right direction, and that's what I'm focused on. So You do you. Anyhow, you didn't come here to hear me talk about scientific studies that I think are more hype than they are reality. You came to hear some really good jokes. Did you hear about the chameleon who couldn't change colors? Did you hear about the chameleon who couldn't change colors? He had reptile dysfunction. I can tell you, I can't say that word. I can't tell that joke at work. I will lose my job. So there's certain jokes I can jerks. There's certain jokes I can say here. There's certain jokes I can say at work, and there's certain jokes I can only say at the bar with my buddies. So, and unfortunately, some of those are the best jokes. And you know, when you're grown, I get the same reaction no matter where I tell my jokes. So it doesn't really matter, I guess. Speaking of being at the bar with my buddies, I was with my buddy Tony. And he said, stop saying my name backwards. And I said, why not? Why not? Why N-O-T? Tony? Why not? Yeah, you know, that's a killer joke. I don't care what you say. Anyway, how did I do this week? So this week I lost another 2 pounds. That brings me down to a total of 49 pounds on Mounjaro since I started. I remember I lost 87 pounds on Wegovy up until I switched over. That's a total of 136 pounds overall. I'll see you next week.